And we are going to talk about our time in Vegas for the Michael Zuber one rental at a time 50K subscriber celebration. So, welcome, Sierra.
Hey, yeah, let's talk about it. It was great meeting everyone in person for the first time, and so I'm excited to kind of do a recap.
Yeah, I am still trying to recover, but I had a lot of fun. It was great meeting everyone, and it just blew me away. I mean, I just felt like it was such a family or community that we were there and enjoying.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great time. It felt like a family reunion, even though it was the first time meeting everyone. So I know next year when we all get together, it's really gonna feel like that.
Yeah. Hold on. Somebody, let me see. Is anyone else in here? Okay, I got it. It was such a family or community that we were, there and enjoying. Okay, are you hearing? I'm sorry. I'm trying to set something up different this time, but I'm gonna end this. All right. So sorry. I'm trying to work on some new software. But yeah, I had a lot of fun and maybe kind of touch on your recap and kind of, maybe what you thought went well, or maybe changes for next year or whatnot.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean I felt like the Blind Center was an amazing event center. I loved the split level part of it because you could kind of be upstairs hanging out and chatting with people that you were networking with, or you could be downstairs in the audience and asking questions of the speakers. There were rooms that you could record content in, a place to eat lunch for the people with the VIP tickets. So I felt like as far as of space in Vegas, like that worked out really well. I kind of liked that it was out of the way of the the strip in downtown, so it was easy to get to. And yeah, I mean, I just thought that went really well, and the speaker lineup was great. It was nice getting to meet the people that we've been watching for so many videos on Zuber's channel and get to ask them questions and really like just connect with them in person so that they know who we are when we're commenting on their stuff. And so the speakers were great. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have any complaints. I think that I wish I could have talked to more people when I was there and really touched base with everyone, but I kind of was selective. And I think having the full day of speakers, I don't know. Maybe we could have had, I think the last night, right? Everyone went out for pizza and kind of got to mingle a little bit more with some of the speakers, but any more like social time with the main stage, people would have been cool.
Yeah, I thought it was super fun. I mean, I see Michelle is here. Thanks for stopping by. It was great meeting you too. I mean, I was a fanboy. I mean, I really it was fun like you said, meeting a lot of these people, that we just connected over social media. And oh, hold on, big fella's here. Let me see, trying to admit him in. Let's see. All right, so Chris is here, but yeah, I was a fanboy. I mean, I was just um like in awe, of the speakers and just I don't know if Chris, your video is off. I don't know if he's, but yeah, I mean, I love to meet Coach Carson and Brian Adamson in person, and even you. It was the first time I met you in person, but it felt like I've known you for years, and the big fella is here. Uh, can you hear me, Chris? Chris,
Can you
can you
hear
hear?
me?
Somewhat. Your audio is a little, but I can hear you. But yeah, so Chris Wissing is here. I met him for the first time, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, I couldn't shake him. He was by me the whole time. I couldn't get rid of him, but I loved him, man.
Yeah, I appreciated having, someone a little taller to around to walk next to.
Whoa, 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 whoa. But yeah, Chris, can you hear me? I think he's frozen.
Yeah, a little laggy.
Yeah. All right. But so Sierra, who was your favorite, guest to connect with? Yeah, he's lagging.
I mean, I really enjoyed connecting with Lance Lambert after the event was over. We kind of got to talk about the Nashville area and Tennessee, um, and that was fun. And I enjoyed getting to talk with Simon, the uneducated economist. We spent some time like just chatting upstairs with a small group, and it was really cool to see how down to earth he was. And he has a really he deep dives on his niche, and so he has a really specific message and a knowledge base, and so it really was cool to kind of break down some of that with him and get his you know candid thoughts on real estate and the economy as a whole.
Yeah, Lance was one of my favorites. I mean, I see him on X quite a bit. But Brian Adamson, Coach Carson, Simon, those are like I said. I mean, I was just in awe. I mean, I honestly I didn't really listen too much for them speaking because I knew it was going to be recorded. I was more
Mhm.
trying to actually, talk to them on the side or connect with a lot of people. So that's kind of how I approached it after kind of realizing that the speakers are going to be recorded and you're going to get it later. I was more kind of networking and kind of just, I don't think I sat down the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I sat down for a couple of the speakers that I had questions for or really wanted to kind of support in the audience. But I loved that we had that option because of getting the recording afterwards. So I thought that was really cool way to do it. And there's always a good size audience for every speaker, but it kind of like rotated out on who you clicked with. And so it was really cool.
Yeah. Chris, are you able to hear us yet? Or,
Hear me.
yeah, I can hear you. You're a little lagging, I think, but you
Okay.
good?
I'm in a horrible area for service right now.
What, just stand up. You're like, and then hold your phone up or something.
Dude, I'm in a brick building, like steel roof, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's
There's
the
there's some
worst.
of us that still have to work for a living.
What do you mean? It's 5 in the morning for me right now. I'm trying to accommodate you folks, but yeah, Chris, what's your thoughts? I mean, on the event, and did you have a lot of fun, or did it meet your expectations? I guess.
We go outside and see if I can get any better service. I've got a whole crew of I got a whole crew of vehicles and everything else that I'm maintaining. And right now is our rush time where anything that's broken, they're letting us know right now before they get out, take care of everything. So honestly, the whole experience was mind blowing. Um, everybody that I met, the information, everything all the way down the line was crazy. I'm still processing all of it.
I'm still trying to erase your phone number out of because you keep texting me.
It's not my fault. You're like inept with technology. It's not difficult.
Yeah, but yeah, we connected. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to meet you, and like I said, I met a lot of cool people. And so, for you, who did you kind of maybe speaker wise? Who was kind of your favorite connecting with?
Man, that was a tough one. I really, uh, Jason and Jen kicked it off. Uh, they really just, I don't know, the way they interact, the way they do things, their whole plan uh, is pretty insane. And I definitely, kind of look at those two as goals. Not only the way they do business, but the way they do life, uh, just as a package. Uh, Coach Carson, his stuff always good. Adrian, his speech really resonated. Um, Ty, same thing. They all have some sort of impact and some sort of power that they brought with them. It was overwhelming and amazing altogether. You know,
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I just like I was telling Sierra earlier was I just I've been to other events, other meetups, but this one just really felt like a family, like a community, and like you said,
yeah,
a lot of this was a lot of people that we've met for the first time in person, but I felt like I've known a lot of these people for years.
and that's true. Like you and I hit it off. Just it was awesome. And when you find that connection, it just makes the whole thing go so much better. Sierra, same thing. Felt like I'd known you guys, longer than just a couple of days. Uh, And when you meet those people and make those connections, that's really what it's about. Like trying to build yourself. And I was going through a stage where I was kind of stuck. Just what's my next thought process? What's my next plan? Wanting more. And I'm kind of new into the development stage. So all of a sudden coming across you guys, man, it just recharged me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I hit it off. I mean, I got hit, with a couple of deals that last day, and I went and sat down in the corner and I was just scratching out numbers, and I was kind of amazed. I was just supercharged. Got back into the gym, same thing, different mental aspect coming back. So it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really inspiring and motivating, and I was impressed with how willing everyone there that we met and networked with was willing to support each other in whatever they're doing. And I've been to other events like this too, but the amount of like new followers and new connections and new subscribers on YouTube that I got from this event was just completely topped any of the other connections that I've made at other events. Like people really do want to see you succeed, and it was evident that the community there was really there for each other.
Yeah, most definitely. Totally agree.
Yeah, the one thing I think I would suggest is we have to have name tags or like our YouTube channel names or shirts or something, because people are introducing themselves and I'm like, wait, who are you? And then they would say their Instagram name and oh, okay, I know who you are. But yeah.
Right. Well, and of course I keep everything pretty simple with mine. My YouTube is just my name, and then my IG is just my last name. So it's not overly difficult. But yeah, some people you're like, wait a minute. Yeah. So when you introduced yourself, it was like, oh yeah, I know who he is. I've heard the name plenty of times, but yeah, some of the underdogs, you're playing a guessing game.
What do you mean? I'm an underdog, man.
No, you're a
okay. Maybe you're not an underdog. You're just the short dog.
All right. How do I get you out of here? How do I like?
Hey, you started. Jared, back me up on this one.
I mean, I would agree, but I'm the 6'4" here, so I'm just.
So Sierra, what would you maybe do different next year? Knowing having year one under your belt now, how would you approach next year's event differently?
Get Mark some stilts.
God, man, how do I mute you?
I'm gonna bring some more ladies with me next time.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Don't sound so excited for that. No, not that I didn't absolutely love walking around with a group of all men, but I would maybe bring some ladies with me next time. And it was I enjoyed meeting the other ladies there. So there aren't very many that are as active on social media with their real estate content, but obviously there's a lot involved. And so it was nice meeting the other the wives of the people that I interact with, and a few others like Kim and Sonia and Suleika. It was really cool to just connect with the other girls, and I think I would plan a girls' night at the next event.
Oh, yeah. Michelle says names, YouTube handle, and market. Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be super helpful.
Yeah, and it was fun meeting Michelle in person. She was one of the only faces that I recognized because she actually has a profile picture on her YouTube name. And so she was probably one of the only ones that I immediately knew who she was. But yeah, it was cool.
What about you, Chris? Would you do anything different going into year two?
I think one, I'd probably take an extra day to get there before, and maybe an extra day after, just to hang out with other people, network a little more. I really enjoyed like our private time as well as at the event meeting people, but it gets so overwhelming because every time you turn around, there's somebody that you're talking to or somebody that you want to talk to. When we had some dinner meetups or just our evenings walking around with people, it was awesome. And we broke off into those more kind of more intimate groups. it was really cool. So maybe some time like that for me is what I would do. But it's hard too, trying to gather that much time. I like the name tag idea. I think that would work. Yeah, I don't know. I still got some thinking to do. What would be different, because this was my first one, so I had no experience coming into this, and I didn't know what to expect. But I was blown away, and it sounds like everybody else that I talked to has the same feeling.
Yeah, I think for me, same thing. I would try to maybe get in a day earlier, a day or two earlier, and same thing, maybe stay a day or two later. So like Sierra, she stayed, a day later. And how was that for you? Because, I felt kind of bad. We all kind of tapped out the night before. We're all tired, and you still stayed out a little bit later, but you were staying another day. So how was that for you
Mhm.
having an extra day?
Yeah, it made it feel like there wasn't a lot of pressure on the evenings because I knew I had plenty of time. But there wasn't a lot of people staying on the extra day after. It seemed like most people came early. So I don't know. I think everyone was pretty exhausted by the end just from all the conversations. And I don't know about you guys, but like I definitely was feeling it in my voice by the last day. Because when you're in those big groups, especially when you're on like Fremont Street or even at dinner, like you're having to speak up pretty loud in order to be heard. So I would probably bring like some cough drops or something next time just to have on hand. But I think I would come earlier and it was nice having the day after, but again, it ended up being kind of a chill day. I just went out to lunch and then relaxed and walked around in a few of the lobbies and stuff like that. But there wasn't really anyone there to hang out with.
So Chris, for you, like, was there anyone maybe from the not the guest speakers or anything, but like from the community besides myself that you kind of connected with, or was kind of just had to build a great relationship with meeting there?
You know, man. Uh, I mean, yeah, you kind of took me under your wing. Sierra, same thing. Just great connections.
How
Uh,
the hell did I get you under my wing?
what's that?
How did I
You
get
don't
you
you,
under my wing?
you don't fit under there.
Well, you know, we'll leave the jokes set aside for a while. I got material. Uh, no, it really, everybody that I came across was so welcoming. And just everybody's been there, and it really reaffirms the starting point that we all go through getting into this, and all the issues, and just everybody that I talk to, it's like, oh yeah, I've had this issue, or yeah, I went through this bad tenant, or I had this great tenant, and I'm going through this personal thing, and it's affecting me. And so, just uh, everybody that I talked to was just amazing, and it was so nice being around all that mindset, uh, going through the same thing. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
What
the
about
energy was really good.
Yeah,
Um,
what about you, Sierra? I mean, was there anyone that kind of stood out that you met from the community that kind of your first time connecting with?
Ooh, I mean, it was great meeting All Nighter Hider in person. Um, as far as like the community goes, like he's obviously very well known and well liked, and he was just as likable in person. And it was great getting to hang out. Um, and I really enjoyed meeting Kim, and I kind of interacted with her just a little bit whenever she had posted about her property that she got, but it was great making that connection in person. So, but everyone, even people that I didn't realize knew who I was, mostly from being on your channel. It was great just kind of putting the names with faces. But yeah, those kind of stand out to me, um. And I was gonna ask, like, so did you both record with Dion or Matt? Like, where are people gonna be able to see uh your story soon?
Chris, you can go. Where can people see video? I know you did some things with people, so
I I didn't do any recordings.
what?
Yeah,
You
Uh,
what?
seriously.
You
I
didn't
did do
record
that. I
with
did that
Hugo?
one.
Oh,
Okay, I did do that one. It was just such a brief one.
Yeah.
Um, that was a that was just a real quick, but I can't remember. Maybe you can post up a link there, Mark, with Hugo,
oh yeah.
when it's going to be. That was just such a quick last minute. But other than that, I didn't do any other recordings. So
Oh,
yeah, kind of.
well, that was your icebreaker then. So now, now I'm hoping to expect to see more of you on social media. And like we talked about, maybe, get you on my channel and kind of talk about your story and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what I was blown away by. I think a lot of people now are going to start putting out more content, and they got more comfortable actually meeting people and seeing that, you know, us regular nobodies are trying to trying to build something and put our stories out there, and they're like, hey, I'm doing the same thing, so I can do it too. So like even like Jeff and Suleika, I mean, they just blew me away. Like I think their story is amazing, and I believe they're on their seventh house hack. And I know another guy, a rock star agent broker in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Jeremy Taggart, who's been on my channel, but he thought he was the GOAT of the house hack because I believe he's on number 7. So I think I'm going to have to tell him that I've met a power couple that has the same amount of house hacks and that are coming out with their own YouTube channel and brand, and I love it. And I kind of wish they didn't come out because I was going to actually steal that name when I heard it. I was like, "Ooh, I like that name." And but yeah, so theirs is going PTO for life. So I've always heard PTO as paid time off. Some people call it personal time off, but yeah, so PTO for life. So go check them out. Subscribe to them on YouTube. I believe they came out with an Instagram new page with PTO for life. But Sierra, what kind of videos or who did you make content with?
So I recorded with Matt the Lumberjack, so I should have an episode coming out on his channel. But that was and I recorded with Hugo on Stay Winning Pod, so you could see me there, hope sometime in the near future. But I was gonna shout out CJ while he's in the chat because he said he was also going to revamp his YouTube and maybe post some more on there. He said he was getting a lot of feedback that people wanted to see where to follow each other. So looking forward to CJ putting out more content, and same with Frank, old guy REI, who just recently started his YouTube channel, which great timing to do that right before the event because then you get more recognition and kind of can show people where to go to follow you. So I'm excited for both of them.
Oh, Hugo has stopped in also. So Hugo is from Stay Winning Podcasts, one of the top financial podcasts out there, and he stopped by. He did some short interviews, some content with us. He was hanging out with us, but glad I got to meet him in person for the first time. So, that was awesome too. But go check him out. And yeah, like you said, Frank, CJ had some, funny landlord stories. Hopefully I can get him on my channel to share. And Frank, Frank, it took me a while, but I think Cynthia came around and she's my buddy now, and she had this bad impression of me, I guess. I don't know why, but yeah, I love Cynthia. She's amazing. What was that, Chris?
I don't know where she came up with that.
I have no idea, man. I don't know. Oh, Frank said Cynthia is working, so we can come back to Vegas next year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but so I did something with Dion. I made some content with Dion, Millennial Mike, who had to. I requested that he sit down during our interview because I didn't want him standing up next to me. And I also did for somehow I don't know how I ended up in that podcast room with Dana from Hemlane, but that was
Yeah.
yeah, I was blown away by that. So hopefully Zuber doesn't cut my episode out, but somehow I made it into that room, and yeah, I was like same thing. I was a fanboy in there. They had like rolling chairs and all these lights, and I was like spinning around in the chairs. But yeah, I was having too much fun in there.
That's
Well,
awesome.
there's a
Oh
reason that was the professional setup.
yeah, I didn't go in very professional about it. Oh, Jen is here. Yes, Jen actually got on stage. That's my next goal. But Jen actually got called on stage, which is amazing. Yeah, she's done a lot for the community, and thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, Mark, do you think you could make it on stage as a speaker next year? And if so, what would your speech be over?
Um, Man, if I did get on stage, it would just be about not being afraid to start a YouTube channel or get out there on social media. And, I've, people keep asking me about the property side, and I'm kind of like, I'm really in that Dion, Coach Carson kind of, what is enough? And, of course, if a great deal comes along, I'll take advantage of it. But I'm having fun with this social media side, and I'm trying to build that right now. And I think you guys kind of saw that. I mean, I'm having fun, trying to build that and connecting everyone. And so hope, if I did ever get that opportunity, it would be, and so hope, my goal, I'm putting it out there is I want to be monetized by next year's event. So help me out, people. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. But that'll be my goal. So if I can do that, maybe I can get on stage and I would just talk about, you know, getting started and just like Sean Cannell talked about, just use your phone or hit record and start making content and putting it out there, and it'll get better over time. And I hopefully I'm getting better. I mean, but I definitely think that I mean don't go watch my first videos because those are horrible. I think I'm making slight improvements. But yes, but that would be my goal or my plans. Hopefully,
That's awesome. I think we can definitely get you to 1,000 subs by next year.
I don't know. You're gaining on me quick. You and Hyder are moving at light speed, though.
Yeah, well, we can get us all monetized by next year then.
Yeah, but I think Jeff and Suleika might leap past us very quickly.
But that's the thing is, that's what's great about the community is it's not if one person succeeds, it helps everyone else. So, I know even Simon mentioned that he was willing to come on your channel. So I hope you get that interview and it'd be great to see him on there. And I know that would get you a lot of traction too. So you got to take advantage of those relationships.
Yeah, I was blown away by Simon. I mean, like I said, hey Simon, I would love to interview you, and I'm a small channel, so I know you're super busy. And he's like, hey, you know what? I know where you're at. I know where I've been, and I told myself that. Well, maybe I shouldn't put it out there because maybe a lot of people are gonna ask him to be on. But he was just willing to. You know what? I'll do it. I've been there, and I want to help anyone that wants to put in the time. And yeah, I've connected with him, so I'm gonna have him on my channel, and I'm trying to schedule something with Coach Carson, and I've had Brian Adamson on my channel before, and Millennial Mike. So and even Zuber said, don't even have to ask me. Why are you asking me? And I'm like, so
There you
yeah, I'll
go.
try to get them on my channel. And like I said, I want, Chris on my channel. I told CJ and Cody, and I had Mikey on my channel. I think Mikey's coming out of his shell a little bit. So I'm glad I was able to get Mikey out there. And I think he was just blown away by everything too. But yeah, so what about you, Chris? What are you gonna be working on, you think?
Be working on my next deal, figuring out which one it's going to be. That's my, like I was talking over there, it was making sure I'm shoring up my business, making sure that everything's solid there, really focusing on, customer satisfaction, management, that aspect of it. And I think I'm going to start looking out of the area on some stuff. Uh, it's just, as I've been going through things, and I was talking with Millennial Mike, he's seen the numbers that I was working on, and even he was just blown away. He's like, "Yeah, no, that just you got to look at things." So uh, you guys are kind of talking me into definitely more the social media, you know, YouTube channel, getting out there. So we'll see what happens. You may
I think you should somehow figure out that elf on the shelf thing.
Yeah, you could do just a page for your Elf on the Shelf.
there we go. We'll do that. I'm sure the That would be great. Have the legacy live on forever.
So what about you, Sierra? What is, what are you going to be working on? I mean, like, are you think the event maybe motivated you to keep doing what you're doing, or you kind of have maybe some new kind of veering off and changing course a little bit?
I kind of pivoted before the event anyways, so it just reinforced that that was a good pivot, and I got a lot of good feedback on making my switch to homes and hustles, and I kind of finally ditched the merchandise business and branding that I had from before. So I'll get a new sign behind me and get rid of the Sun Peak stuff. Obviously, that is still my business, so I'm going to be doing my graphic design and my coaching stuff under that name, but I will, my content will all be about homes and side hustles and talking about, just the real estate journey and the live and flip stuff that we've done and what we have planned going into the future. So it just kind of reinforced that, but it definitely motivated me to stay on top of my content and keep putting stuff out, because I think a lot of people do connect and you don't realize how many people are watching who maybe aren't interacting until you talk to people in person. So it's helping, and so I'm gonna keep going.
Cool. You did kind of touch on something like merchandise, and I heard um Zuber talking about it the other day. Like he didn't bring any merchandise and he didn't want. So what's your thoughts on that though? Because I kind of feel like I kind of wish he had merchandise there, or people were maybe selling some things. I know people probably would have loved to have bought Coach Carson's book. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm kind of torn on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciated the sentiment behind not selling to people while there. I think you could have had like maybe like a separate room where it wasn't like pushing it on people, but if people wanted to stop by and grab something, that it was there, and maybe have just one person manning it. It would have been nice to be able to pick up like the 50K subscriber t-shirt while we were there, but I think you can maybe only order that online. I saw a couple of people who had them and I was like, oh, I definitely want one. Um, so like that and yeah, some of the swag would have been cool, but I understand, at a lot of other conferences it gets uh really pushy with, trying to sign up everyone in the audience for their courses and their coaching and all of that stuff. And so I get why he did that. And I appreciated it. And at the end of the day, it's just a t-shirt or a book and I can order that stuff online. Like I can take care of it. But I would have spent some money there for sure if there was the option.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? What's your thoughts on that?
You know, I like the fact that he didn't have anything that he was selling, but I also agree that maybe like a private room where if you wanted to go drop some stuff, because when we were at that event with at Ryan Pineda's, that was the thing they did right in the very end, was walking around marketing their next and really hustling, trying to get people, get those dollars in. And it's kind of like, give me an advertisement on it. If I want to show up, I want to show up. I'm not here for the sales pitch. Uh, so I kind of appreciate him not having additional stuff, but I do agree that, yeah, maybe a store where if somebody wanted to buy the books or whatever, not a problem. But like Sierra said, you can just jump online, get what you want. And maybe that's enough inspiration to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I asked about buying a book, and Zuber showed up the next day with one and just handed it to me and signed it. So, I mean, he took care of it, and I think that, it was just a moment for, I think, for him to let his character shine through, and so I understand, doing it that way, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that's awesome that he showed up. Somebody that wanted something, he showed up, said, here, let me take care of you on it. And that shows his character for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also want to say that just, if people weren't paying attention, that my shirt got more votes than Zuber's shirt. So, that was my plan. Well, not my plan, but the last day I wore my kind of pinkish salmon color, kind of bright shirt, and I saw Zuber, and I was like, "Hey, I have to wear this because you always wear these bright, colorful shirts, so I have to stand out more than you." And yeah, he just thought it was a lot of fun. So he said, "Hey, let's do a quick video and put a post out there and see." So he is just super genuine. He just blew me away, and I can't thank him enough for just throwing this event and getting a chance to meet all these amazing people in person. But yeah, I mean, I'll try to get way more people to come next year. Especially from Hawaii.
Sure.
Yeah. So, you kind of touched on it too, Chris. What was your thoughts about, the Pineda event on Friday? I mean, as far as you think that was a good idea having something before the actual event started for the weekend?
I thought it was great. And you guys actually said it in your previous meeting or your previous video that you guys did together, where icebreaker. And I think it was a really good icebreaker for a lot of people to kind of warm up, get a feel, lay of the land of what to expect, get to see their, I mean, really the OraaT family and the speakers are kind of our heroes right now, just because they've been such good guides. We got to see them in person up front, a little bit of chatting, but we got to all know each other, and we all kind of started getting our links together. So I think it was a really good icebreaker. Hearing Ryan speak was awesome. Uh, the fact that he gave us time, the facility, and all that was amazing to where we could get together. So most definitely, I think something like that in the future as an icebreaker would be good.
Yeah, I,
What
I
were
thought
your
it.
thoughts on it?
No, yeah, I thought it was great. It was a kind of just kind of break the ice, and people were kind of able to connect a little bit, and we were able to go out to dinner after, and people were kind of getting a little more comfortable with each other, and so that way when the actual Saturday event started, you kind of already had this little kind of group, and you were already hanging around me, and I couldn't shake you, but you were already tagging along with me, but yeah, it was it was a lot of fun. It was great. What are you shaking
Hey,
your head about?
like like I said, if size doesn't matter, why am I so popular?
Yeah, the Denny's meetups and the Pineda event, like getting to interact with everyone kind of before the weekend, I thought was really, really great. Um, I don't know that I was impressed with Pineda's speech that much. He felt like he was very unprepared. But other than that, I thought that him providing the space for everyone to use was really great, and it was nice to kind of meet a few people and see a few faces before the weekend started.
Yeah. Well, I think Pineda has his niche, right? So I think the one rental at a time community, like, I don't think it resonates too much with what his kind of niche is, right? Just this little more of that hustler, entrepreneur, kind of, that fix and flip mentality. So when like when he came in, it's like, how many own rentals or how many trying to flip properties, and so I think he may have been caught off guard a little bit as far as his presentation or what he normally speaks upon, but
Mhm.
yeah, I love it. It's very motivational, and seeing how it's a different mindset for kind of what he's working on, but definitely the speakers that were more at the actual event, the weekend event, I think definitely resonated more with kind of the community and what Zuber's trying to build. And but yeah, I think just going back to it again, I think was just such a family feel to it, and I was just blown away by it. What is Hugo commenting on? Oh, I also want to mention, don't forget to subscribe to Sierra's channel also. How do you, so what's the easiest way to find it? I know sometimes I have a little difficulty finding it as far as name wise.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you type in Homes and Hustles, it'll come up, but it definitely, if you type in Homes and Hustles and type in my name, Sierra, then you're gonna have success pulling it up.
Yeah. Because it's not like Sierra Smith is a common name or anything.
Yeah, very, very difficult to find me on social media.
Oh, there
But
you
yeah,
go. Yeah, John's asking.
Yeah, if or another easy way to do it is to find me on Instagram because I definitely pull up there and you can follow my link in my like bio to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, and Sierra also she visited Boxable while we were there. That was super cool. So, what was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so that was an interesting experience. It was cool to see what they're doing with the manufacturing of those and how they fold up and can ship on a regular trailer so they don't have to have the wide load permit to ship and so it keeps costs down that way. They have a long ways to go as far as how many they're able to produce in a day to kind of fulfill their orders. But it was interesting. It reminded me a lot of IKEA. I don't know if anyone watching has been to IKEA, but you go in there and they kind of have the rooms like set up these like small spaces, but they're really efficiently designed. And IKEA obviously does that um, to display their furniture and stuff. Um, but yeah, Boxable is kind of like that. So it just has like a really good small room design, and they're trying to manufacture these things to be shipped out to a property where they're pretty well ready to go. All you need is the pad and the connections, to sewer or to septic. And electricity. So it's pretty well ready to go. And right now they're priced at around $60,000. So I thought it was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, I know, there's so many people out there trying to look for alternative ways to provide housing. And there's an investor on Maui, Invest with Zasha. She's kind of big on Instagram and social media, but yeah, she's finding ways to kind of work around the whole permitting issues that, some states have as far as, you could take like 2 years to maybe start building. So she's building these Amazon homes, and it's up in 30 days, maybe like I want to say 60K all in. And, she's finding ways around a lot of these issues. I mean, I don't know how long she'll be able to do it, once the state maybe puts other regulations in. But yeah, people are trying to figure out different ways to do it. But I forgot to touch on it and mention, but we're kind of gonna be have some pressure on us on this live. I did post it in the one rental at a time on Facebook, and I guess Zuber saw it and he messaged he's like, hey, send me the link and video, and he's gonna post it on his channel. So Chris, just letting you know that it's gonna maybe be on his channel. And so yeah, there's a lot of pressure on us to perform here, I guess.
Great initiation for Chris to be on this video call.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and I'll get Chris on my channel, and I'll try to reach out to Kenny and Jen and get them on, and see what they're working on. And I keep telling Cody and CJ and Frank that I'll have them on. But yeah, I just love sharing everyone's story and having a lot of fun with it. And so we'll get you on, Chris. But so what else you guys got going on for, maybe in the meantime until next year's event? I mean, are you guys gonna go to any other events?
I don't have any events on the schedule right now, but you never know. I would love to network more this year, but we'll see. If you guys hear of any that you're going to, definitely let me know.
What about you, Chris? You probably have a lot in your area, right?
There's not a lot of events up here. I've been trying to research, even Southern Oregon, kind of eastern part of California, trying to get in. So that's where this meetup, meeting some of the California people, and maybe do it more kind of like how we stay in contact. Uh, I met a few people where we can message each other and whatnot, but on a local scale without having to go and drive several hours out of town, there's been nothing around here. So we'll see what happens, and so that's where coming into maybe looking out at area investing, I'll start looking at groups that way. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Pittsburgh.
yeah, we'll see. Kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, where I'm at, I might as well be where you're at. It's an event to just get somewhere. So
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, but if anyone doesn't know, Chris is, I guess, what is it? The weed capital of the United States or something, or Humboldt County? Is that what you said?
formally,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm in Humboldt County. I'm in the middle of the redwoods. We're They call it the redwood curtain because we're kind of isolated. Even though we're in California, this part of Northern California, I'm 5 hours north of San Francisco, uh, and I'm 3 hours to the next big city. So it's you gotta put in some effort to get somewhere. Uh,
You have to put in some effort to get somewhere. It took me like 12 hours to get there. But anyway, so Hugo mentioned yes, so Zuber spoke on his channel the other day that there's such great feedback, and it sounds like this is gonna be an annual event. Same dates, basics, or same weekend every year, and same location. So the plan is to do it again. So you have 1 year to plan now and prepare to be there. And let's see, there's going to be a rare Evo in Vegas at NFTX Las Vegas in Vegas, FinCon in Atlanta, and something Art Basel in Miami. So Hugo will be at two out of those four. And then Jen said in March in Vacayville, if you're interested. Yeah, not too far, she said. So yeah, so connect with Jen and maybe meet up with them. But yeah, that's the one thing. Hawaii's great, but yeah, it's so far from everything.
yeah.
Yeah, I was exhausted when I got there. But next time I'm gonna fly there. I don't know why. I wasn't paying attention to the flights, and I think I just went with the cheapest one. And somehow I went to Seattle before I got home. Went to
Yeah.
Seattle.
Oh man.
See, you're cutting costs so you can afford your next gig.
Yeah. I was like, when I actually looked at I was like, "Jeez, why am I going to Seattle first?" But anyways, next time I'll do a better job. And I didn't even have a place, so I got to shout out to Mikey for thanks for letting me crash at his place. I didn't actually book a place to stay.
Yeah, that was you were not on top of planning for this event, but you have a whole year to get it nailed down for next time.
They've
Yeah.
got a whole year to figure out their Uber game.
Oh, that is what we kind of talked about too. I was saying that, next year I want to do a better job of planning, maybe, we know when the event's going to finish, right? So planning, what we're going to do for dinner or where we're going to be and just kind of so that, we're not wasting time and we just kind of have a location to be at and meet up. And then that's what I want to do a better job of next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Mark did a great job of not actually booking any of the Ubers himself. So I was
Yes, I did. I got a few. I'll show you
Hey,
my receipt, my tax write-offs.
yeah,
hey,
my Uber expenses were pretty high for this trip, but I I realized that, the faster I booked an Uber, then people had to decide what we were doing. So
Yeah.
Josh, game had the game plan for sure. She had enough.
Yeah. Well, we got a few canceled on us, but I don't want to talk about that.
Well, hey guys, I got to bounce back to work. So it was great chatting with you guys. Happy to be here, but duty calls.
All right, Chris. Thanks for stopping by, man. This was fun, and glad you were able to hop on. And like I said, we'll get you in front of the camera a little bit more.
yeah, great to see you again.
Sounds good. It's great seeing you guys. Have a great day.
Stop messaging me all day too.
Will do.
All right, man. Okay, bye. All right, let's see what's Hugo. Oh yeah, Mikey. So yes, Mikey has a few names also, and Mikey is probably one of the biggest supporters out there. And yes, Hugo, he's trying to support everyone. And if you're not following him, he is what is it? Pop culture
Adrenaline.
adrenaline on X. So if you see that, that is him. So help support him. He's trying to build himself up on X. That's kind of what he's focusing on right now. But yeah, I love it, man. I'm glad I got to connect with a lot of people. Like I said, even Hugo, I've never met him in person. You had a chance to meet him before, and you guys
Mhm.
had a crazy adventure in New Orleans. And Hugo, I'm just glad he didn't bring that bad luck with him to Vegas. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, that was the only person that I had previously met. So it was nice that he stopped by and but yeah, wherever we go and hopefully we can, plan some meetups in between the yearly one rental at a time event, but it'll be nice to have some more local meetups if we can swing it.
Yeah, you guys can always come to Hawaii, visit here.
Right.
But
The easiest place to travel to.
but if and Hugo also um got me a chance to try the snack energy drink because they don't have it in Hawaii. So he brought some down to Vegas. And if you didn't notice, it was actually in the background on Michael Zuber's daily financial videos.
Yeah, it was. He
So
added it to his shelves. That was pretty cool.
yep, so check it out. Snack energy drink. I like it. It's not too carbonated and it's pretty smooth. I liked it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and you actually had a post on it, which
I
you
did.
know,
It did really well. Probably my best post on X so far. Yeah, I snapped a pic of it on my way to the airport the next day and gave Sneck a shout out and Hugo a shout out for providing the drink and yeah, and apparently the Sneck community is real strong because I got a lot of new followers out of that and a lot of retweets. So I can see why Hugo posts about it a lot because the feedback is really good.
yeah. All right. Well, I got to wrap things up soon. I got to get my son up for school, since it's almost six, it's only 6 o'clock in the morning here. But before we go, maybe for next year, like what are you, maybe any changes you're hoping for? Maybe what speakers do you think you would like to see next year? Is anybody at the top of your mind?
Yeah, so like Anna Kelly and Greg Dickerson,
Mm.
like some of those that didn't make it this year, I would love to see next year. I know at other events, the speakers sometimes there's like breakout sessions where there might be a couple people speaking at the same time and you can kind of attend whichever one and it's a little bit smaller group and then the whole group can have Q&A afterwards. So I would like to see a little bit of that style because going up in front of 300 people in front of the microphone to ask questions is great, but I think there can be a little bit more conversation style if you're in like a smaller room with like 30 people. So maybe some breakout sessions like that would be cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, Anna Kelly, great. Yeah, those are two that I really would like to see. You know,
Anyone
um,
else?
you know, Hugo Alonso from Stay Winning podcast, So I would love to see him on stage. I really like the Frugal Gay on X. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he would be a great speaker too.
Yeah, yeah. I like I like Alan Corey. He's funny too because he used to be a comedian and he was on like Jerry Springer and Seinfeld, but I love his content on social media and um, yeah, that's the I'm sure there's a lot more I'd love to see out there, but that's the only couple I can think of, right now. But yeah, it was fun. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, so anything else you want to leave everyone with?
No, it was just great to see everyone. I'm glad he put on the event. I really appreciate the opportunity to go and network with such a great group of people and people who really are taking action and doing the work. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it a little bit more. But I was chatting with Kim the other day because she was trying to build something. I said, there's already the REI Avengers, so I think I want to form like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, there you go. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. See, we can come up with our own. I mean, a little branch off to the REI Avengers.
Yeah, if you could use AI to produce like a picture like what you have in the background right now of the Guardians of the Galaxy with everyone's faces on your channel, that'd be cool.
And I'm not Rocket. I'm just gonna put that out there now. I'm not the little whatever that animal is, but I'm not gonna be Rocket.
Hmm. That seems so fitting though.
Yeah, I shouldn't have put that out there. But yep, so I'm gonna throw this out there. It's on a live. It's gonna be out there for everyone to hear. I want to be monetized by next year's event. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours on YouTube, and yeah, we'll see how if I get there.
Yeah, go subscribe, everyone, if you haven't yet.
But thanks everyone, and we'll do this again. Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, bye.